Alright, how's it going, everyone? Today we're going to be making a Kirby tier list. Last time I tried this, the video was too long, so I'm just going to try and make this shorter. So, yeah. Starting off with the games I have not played. This is for the most part the Kirby games I have played. Anyways, I know some of you are going to be like, oh, you haven't played Kirby 64? It's on Nintendo Switch Online. Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion pack is a ripoff, buddy. I'm not getting that shit. It's like, come on, I don't know. Come on, if you have that, you should sue them. First game on the list, anyways, is Epic Yarn. I personally think this is the single most overrated Kirby game, but it's still pretty good. I'll put it in B tier. It's very creative, and if they ever made like Epic Yarn 2, I feel like it honestly hinders the most by being a Kirby game. Like this really should have just been its own franchise because it works as one. Okay, this is gonna be the hottest take on this list probably, but Kirby's Adventure is ass. Right, like the whole game is just fucking put together by duct tape and like a shoestring, and it's not even their shoes that they used to tie it together with. But you know what? This is all. Let's get them both out of the way now. Yeah.
This nigga is trash.
Yeah. Okay, both of these games sucked and needed to be remade. For the same reason, because they're put together like shit. And they were not fun to play. Kirby's Adventure is actually worse than Superstar, though, so I'll put Superstar above it, but... yeah, both, I haven't played Nightmare in Dreamland either, so I was assuming it's good. And thankfully, Superstar Ultra really picked up the pace here. Kirby's Dream Course.
Kirby's Dream Course, of course.
It's going in C tier. I mean, it's a fun little golf game. I guess if you have the Nintendo Switch Online and you need someone to play with friends, it's okay. Definitely not the best game on there, though. Dreamland 2 is also going in C tier. Maybe if there's like a B-, I'd put it in there, but I don't think it's good enough to be a whole B. But it was a fun time. Dreamland 3 is going in A tier. And I think it's like the top of A tier, too. Just because it's the reason why it's not an S tier for me, actually, is because it's very unclear what you're supposed to do with the collectibles, or like how you're supposed to get them. And it's just like a pain in the ass to 100%. And what do you even get if you 100% it anyway? Like one boss fight? Yeah, that's not worth it for most people, including myself. But other than that, man, it was a very fun Kirby game. The animal buddies are fun. It's it doesn't have the complex abilities that Superstar introduced, but I mean, it doesn't need them. The animal buddies are fun and offer enough gameplay differences on their own. Dreamland 1 is going in D tier. I don't think it can be justified in F tier because for what it is, it's pretty fun. I'll put it in D tier, but it's really just a tech demo. It doesn't have abilities or anything like that. It's really just a tech demo. I would honestly call it like a beta for Dreamland 2. It's just a proof of concept, really. It's like 30 minutes long, not even trying to speedrun, which is short even for a Game Boy game, and yeah, Kirby just inhales and shoots stars and stuff, instead of not his usual copy abilities, no animal friends, no nothing like that. So I can't really put it higher than that. But for what it is, it's a pretty enjoyable experience. Star Allies is also going in D tier. There shouldn't be any debate about that. In fact, I should probably have to explain why it's not an F tier. I don't think it's bad enough to be an F tier for me, but it definitely was not good. Heroes of Never Mention was okay, but I mean, other than that, the game fucking sucked. This is debatably one of the worst Switch games. Yeah, everything is just done poorly. The OST is well decent. It's mostly just used from other Kirby games. I noticed a lot of tracks from Return to Dreamland were used in Star Allies in particular. But it was. I mean, luckily, none of the music was bad. It was just I've heard this shit before, bro. I've heard this shit before. And all the original songs are memorable. Plus, Void has got to be the worst final boss in the history of Kirby. And Star Allies in general has some of the worst boss fights in all of Kirby. So yeah, definitely D tier. If there's an E tier, I'd probably go in E tier, but I don't think it's bad enough to go in F tier. So just bottom of D tier for now. I've also not played Mass Attack. I don't know why it wasn't there. Planet Robobot is going to be the first S tier. This is debatably the most creative Kirby game I've ever gotten. In fact, I would say it is the most creative Kirby game I've ever gotten, but the robot armor is the best gimmick we've ever gotten. I will say that much. be honest, I don't want them to be in the next Kirby game, but like, I mean, if there's one that I wanted to return, it'd probably be this one. Like, or mouthful mode, actually, now to think about it, but, you know, robot armor was really fun to use. It was really creatively applied in most situations. And plus, there's like so many memorable moments in this game. It's definitely good enough to be an S tier for me, and I think Return to Dreamland is obviously S tier. I mean, I shouldn't even need to explain that. It's Return to Dreamland. Like, this is debatably like no, not even debatably. This is a strong contender for like best game Nintendo's ever made. Like, strong contender. Like, definitely can't be lower than anything else. Like, definitely the best Kirby game. Superstar Ultra greatly is a great improvement over Superstar, but I can't put it above B tier. It might be better than Epic Yarn. I don't know. I might have to replay these, but it is definitely not above a B for me. But it was fun. I think the levels were. I think the levels are really fun. The OST wasn't that good for a Kirby game, but it was pretty good. But like for a Kirby game, it wasn't that good. But you know, overall, yeah. You know, and the boss fights were terrible though. That's probably what it's saving it from being in B tier. Like, no, sorry, A tier, because like the boss fights are ass, dude. The boss fights were ass. Like, I mean, the only good one I would say is Galactic Knight, if I'm being 100% honest. Or, well, actually, yeah, maybe that in the computer. Other than that, all the boss fights fucking suck, dude. And this is and that's like probably the best thing of the Kirby franchise. Yeah, but hey, most of the game modes were pretty fun, so it was a good game. I'd recommend playing it. Definitely a bit overrated though, because I see too many people being like, "Oh, it's one of the best." It's not. And shut the fuck up if you think it is. It's not. It is not. But it's overall a decent experience. Football Deluxe is probably like has like a very weird community of people who like it. I mean, like they I don't even know. They think it's like hated as much as Star Allies is. They think it's like as good as this. It's fucking not. But that being said, I do think it's still an A tier experience. It does feel like DLC for Return to Dreamland, but that isn't necessarily a bad thing. Yeah, Hypernova is probably the worst gimmick we've ever gotten, but it was still used in creative ways, and I still like using it. I just wish, if there's one thing I could change about these games, and I guess Planet Robobot too, is that I wish the collectibles weren't mandatory, and I wish the gimmick wasn't mandatory. But, I mean, you're going to use that anyway, so why the hell not? But, you know, I still wish you didn't have to. And that's something I think Return to Dreamland and later Forgotten Land got right. Kirby Clash Deluxe. Shouldn't need to explain this. This is F tier. This shit is ass. This shit is ass. Kirby Fighters 2 is going in C tier. Like, it's literally just Smash Bros, but with Kirby characters. Like, just play Smash Bros, bro. Plus the story is repetitive as all living shit. It was fun, but like it overstays the welcome, and I think it's like really overpriced, like $20 overpriced. Forgotten Land. Now, if you asked me like when Forgotten Land came out, it'd be like, oh yeah, it's S tier, right here. It's not. Now that the recency bias and all that has faded away, Forgotten Land is definitely not the same tier as these games. Like definitely not. But like. That means, like, there's so many areas where it falls flat on. In fact, I think it's like an A- tier. I don't even think it's better than these two games right here. Like, but that being said, it was still a very good game. Very good first item for 3D. I just think one where this falls through is this game's too easy. Like, this is the easiest. This is easier than Star Allies. And it's like, fuck off, dude. That game was already too fucking easy. But, you know, this game is easier than Star Allies was. And it's like, come on, dude. I think this game greatly could have benefited from having it in the X mode. I like the X mode more than like oh, you get to play for the game again as another character. I think that shit's ass most of the time. Like, I think the only real, I mean, like Meta Nightmare is probably the best one, but like they're all kind of like fucking ass. Like, I'm being honest. Like, bro, if you wanted me to play as Meta Knight, just make them fucking playable in the main mode. Like, but it's like, yeah, this also the sub game's probably the worst out of any Kirby game. Like, it was fucking ass, dude. I don't care how much you like this game. Like, I don't care what you do think it's the best Kirby game. The sub game was ass. It was shit. It wasn't even ass. It was shit. Right? It was dog shit, even. It wasn't even human shit. Like, it was It was dog shit. Like, it was so fucking bad. Like, the only redeeming quality was this song. Dream Buffet. Dream Buffet is going in B tier. The only reason it's not an A tier is because it died out like 1 month at best, and like haven't supported it. They're not supporting it at all, dude. They really should have honestly just made this like a free live service game. Even though like these guys can't do free live service games, and I'm tired of live service games. You know, this really doesn't work in the state that it's in right now, but it is fun as hell. And it's a shame that it died out. I hope for Switch 2 to make a sequel and it like doesn't like they learned their lesson, because I do think this is a fun game. Finally, Return to Dreamland Deluxe, which is obviously S tier because it just improved on Return to Dreamland. Like again, Return to Dreamland, like every single thing you could do right in a Kirby game, it does right. It has one of the best boss fights in all of the gaming history. Like, check the fucking like you know how everyone was making those top 10s back in the 2000s or whatever. Like, Magolor was in the top 10 on, like, at least 50% of them, bro. Like, he is, like, unanimously agreed upon to be one of the best boss fights in all the gaming, and he was. And the Return of Dreamland Deluxe just improves on everything Return of Dreamland did. And, you know, Magolor Epilogue, easily the best sub game we've ever gotten. Like, I'd buy that as his own fucking game. That's how good it was. It should have been longer, actually. That's how good it was. Like, I don't think it should have been a sub game. Like, I would rather wait for this game to come out and have it be, like, a full-fledged experience. Then like get it when we did, and then like it's just like 4 hours. We're still good, still amazing, but you know, like I would literally play a whole fucking campaign at the Magolor Epilogue, like. But yeah, that was the Kirby game tier list.